On the surface, tf2 is simple. You shoot man, he dies. But as you continue playing, there's no doubt that you'll eventually learn about all the hidden laws that shape the way tf2 is played. The first one most people learn about is random crits. Whatever your opinion is, I can understand that it was implemented with the hopes that it will break stalemates. You would also probably notice the little ways that your teammates interact with you. You're allowed to walk through your teammates, and your teammates can block your shots. Obviously, if teammates were allowed to block you, it would be a mess trying to get anywhere, and doorways would be clogged 24/7. Having your teammates block your bullets and projectiles does genuinely really annoy me, but I can see how it's a very smart and subtle way to encourage teams to spread out across their territory and to stop hiding behind your teammates. Buildings also seem to be a necessary evil, as I can understand that it might get super turtley if you just line up a firing squad of players behind layers of dispenser armor. So overall, perhaps not perfectly designed, but genuinely very well thought out and well executed. There is, however, something that I haven't been able to figure out. Is there a reason why your teammates should absorb your melee attacks? Even if you're standing within your teammate's collision hole, your melee attacks will hit them first and get absorbed. To begin speculating on this, we would first need to figure out if this was even intentional at all. For instance, mechanics such as the Market Gardener B-Hop exist only as a side effect of the way movement in the source engine is coded, so it would be unfair to judge them based on that. So let's start by understanding tf2's hit detection. It's conducted through two types of boxes, the collision hull and the hitbox. If you're shooting projectiles, the game checks if the explosion intersects with the collision hull. If you're shooting bullets, technically called hit scan, the game checks if your shots collide with the hitbox. At this point, you might have noticed neither of these categories quite describe melee attacks. Technically, melee attacks are a bit of both. When you swing with your melee, a hit scan bullet 48 units long is fired, but the collision hull is used for hit detection. At first, it seemed obvious. It's just a quirk of the source engine. Melee attacks are technically hit scan, so it's logically sound for it to follow the same rules that apply to hit scan. You're not allowed to shoot through your teammates, so you shouldn't be able to punch through them either. This is where it gets messy. First of all, the sniper rifle is allowed to shoot through teammates. If you're playing engineer and you have a teammate between you and your building, you're allowed to whack through them and upgrade your buildings. And finally, the vaccinator's bullet or projectile resistances don't protect you from melee attacks, implying that melee attacks are in their own special group of attack damage. So it's very clearly not a source engine limitation, meaning that it's a deliberate design choice then. I really can't imagine what issues they might have encountered in playtesting that necessitated this. Is there an absolutely game-breaking two-player melee strat we just haven't discovered yet?